Hey, what's up everyone? This is Yasser just answering some more of your questions. And one of the most common ones I get is the one that Mr. Asad on Instagram asked me is, if I apply to an unranked university, will it get recognized and will I land a job after I'm done with my studies? Well, the short answer is no, you will not get recognized for your degree and you will not get a job. I am obviously joking, that is not the case. But I see where this question comes from. It comes from a point of investing a lot of money into an institution, going through the 2, 3, 4 years of education, and then not knowing whether you're going to get a job. Of course, if you're investing that much money, you want to know what the end result is, what the value of the degree is in your hands. Now, the thing with unranked universities is a lot of people think that job seekers are just looking for high-ranked universities. If you're going to an unranked university, that is within a certain locale, it's in a smaller town, chances are everyone in that locale will know that university. For example, I went to Kamloops, which is 4 hours away from Vancouver, and the main university there is Thompson Rivers University. You mention that name anywhere in British Columbia, people will know what Thompson Rivers University is. In Vancouver, when I came here, I expected not a lot of people to know anything other than UBC or SFU, but I told them I'm from TRU and they all recognized it. Yes, there might be someone who's lived mostly in Vancouver area or Victoria somewhere else and they might not be familiar, but if the university is a registered university in British Columbia, in Canada, you won't have any trouble with it being recognized. You can't expect an employer to have a look at your degree and say, oh, you know what, you're from that university? Oh, well, you know what, we don't recognize that university. Yeah. If that one's on our blacklist, we don't really give props to that one. So don't expect that to happen. But I think the main concern is, will you be competitive? Will you land a job? Which makes more sense because when you have a lot of people competing from the top tier universities, you will obviously compare your degree with the other degree. Now, what I want you to keep in mind is that employment is not just based on what degree you have. Imagine there are two students, one graduating from a top tier university, the other one graduating from a unranked university. Both of them did the exact same program, except the one in the higher university, he just went to class, came back to class, had a 2.2 GPA and graduated. The other one had a 3.5 GPA, did a bunch of stuff on the side for extracurriculars, won a bunch of awards and whatnot. Who do you think the employer would see as more beneficial to their company? The one guy who has a piece of paper from a top tier university, or the one person who can produce tangible results for their company? And that's what I'm getting at. Look more at what experience you can acquire in your time in university to make you competitive. Because at the end of the day, when you think of an unranked university, you think that you're not as competitive as the person who has the ranked university. And yes, if you have a different degree than the other person, maybe they'll land more job interviews than you will. But once you're in that room in front of your employer, it's just you and them. That's it. And that piece of paper does not matter. They're not going to pull up your GPA from your first year of university and ask why you got a 2.3 or 2.4 on that course. It's just not going to happen. But I see where that concern comes from. What I would advise you is, instead of thinking so much about how an unranked university might land you a job, I would advise you to think of it this way. When you go to your unranked university, if you have to, what can you do to make the most of your time there to make yourself as competitive as possible in the industry? If you have 100 students in your class and 99% of those students, they go to class, come back from class and sleep or whatever it is, and they do the same thing every single day. If 99% of people are graduating like that, what can you do differently to make yourself more competitive? Extracurricular activities, take part in events, go networking, make important connections in university, because most of your job network, most of your opportunities will come through the network that you build. So think less about how competitive you will be because of your degree and think more in terms of how competitive you can make yourself with a university experience. So I hope that helped answer your question. I know it's a very common one. All of us want our money's worth at the end of the day. If you do decide to go to an unranked university, don't get in that mindset of, oh my God, it's this university, that university. But more so think of, I'm here now, these are my opportunities, I will graduate with this piece of paper anyway. What can I take along with me on the journey? What can I learn and contribute to my employer in the future? That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, as always, leave it down in the comments and I will answer them right before I get late for my work every morning. Take care.